Welcome to an episode of Twists and Turns in our crime special Wanted with me, Jonathan. On a killing, when someone kills another because they fell in love with a person from another community or religion is still rampant in many parts of the country, especially in places like Bagalkot, which have a less than higher literacy rate. This story is very similar too, but as it turns out, the killer wasn't an illiterate at all. So education doesn't seem to be the problem, but social conditioning is. Take a look to find out what we are talking about. Youth today are influenced by the pop culture and the multimedia they consume on their phones and the internet. And so many distractions can influence their minds in the wrong ways sometimes. Some get addicted to gaming. Others have peer pressure due to social media, while some others get into relationships that are promoted by several dating apps. Some others can also get into stalking the people they have attraction to online. All this can lead to several problems. But before we tell you more about the story and why we are stressing on phones, internet and stalking, take a look at this man. This is 22-year-old Nabi Saab. Nabi Saab is a resident of Sunga village in Bagalkot district. He was a college dropout. He had finished his PUC and his family insisted that he got a college degree so he could support the family. But Nabi Saab wasn't good at studies and thought he would be better off if he got a job. He convinced his family that he did not want to work on his farm, but get a job so that he could buy a bike. His family did not like the path he was taking, but Nabi Saab insisted that he would work hard and make a better man of himself and help the family out. The family had no choice but to respect Nabi Saab's decision. But Nabi Saab had another story that the family was not aware of. Nabi Saab was in love with a woman who lived on his street. He was the girl's senior in school. They knew each other well. The girl had a brother named Vittal. Vittal and Nabi Saab had been classmates in school. Nabi Saab used this as an excuse to get close to the brother even years after they had passed out of school. Nabi Saab used to visit Vittal every day. Vittal was a little confused. They had known each other, but they weren't close. Why was this man coming to his house every day? He was confused, but treated Nabi Saab well. After all, Nabi Saab was his guest and he was poor compared to Vittal. So Vittal welcomed him, offered him snacks and did not mind if he wanted to sleep over. He had no idea that Nabi Saab was coming home so that he could get close to his sister. Nabi Saab's sister had no clue either. She noticed that Nabi Saab would stare at her in veneration, but did not expect that he would be in love with her. We cannot show you the girl's image as we have to protect her identity. But telling her story is important. The girl Nabi Saab fell in love was Vittal's sister. We will call her Priya for the purpose of this story. Priya was from a conservative family. Her family was quite well off, but they were from a very conservative social background. In fact, they had stopped Priya's education after she had finished her SSLC. Priya was a smart girl, but her family thought she would fall in love and bring shame to her family if she continued school beyond a certain age. Yes, this is one of the saddest parts about places like Bagalkot. People here are very regressive in their approach. Girls and boys are not considered equal. While Priya's family encouraged her brother to get a college degree, they insisted that she drop out of school. Instead, Priya was asked to learn how to be a homemaker. So she used to be at home when Vittal was out. Nabi Saab used this as an excuse to come see her. He would come when he knew Vittal would be at college. He would come and strike up a conversation with her. At first he did not tell her about his feelings. But eventually one day Priya got a phone call from him. Now Nabi Saab knew that if he managed to get her number somehow, he could chat with Priya every day. He could tell her how he felt about her. He waited for the perfect opportunity. On one occasion, he managed to get Priya's number when he took Vittal's phone to make a call. He then started calling Priya. At first, Priya thought Nabi Saab had called her to ask about his brother. But when she noticed that he had been calling her every day, she got suspicious and confronted him. That is when Nabi Saab thought that this was the perfect opportunity to confess his love for her. He thought if he told her about his love, she would reciprocate it. He thought she was in love with him too. So he mustered up the courage and told her that he would meet her the next day. She agreed to meet him, but she did not expect that he would propose to her. But when he did, she was shocked. Priya came from a different community. Also, Nabi Saab's financial condition was much poorer than hers. Priya knew that her family would never accept their alliance, so she rejected his proposal. Nabi Saab wasn't ready to give up. He was a great movie buff. He watched several movies to see how the hero manages to woo a woman who was hard to get. He tried several things to get her to accept his proposal. Before he realized it, he had turned into a stalker. Priya grew concerned about his behavior. She told him that she would tell her family what he was up to. But did Nabi Saab really love her enough to take on a family and still fight for the woman who had rejected him? Or he'd do something much worse? We can tell you one fact for sure at this point. One person would die due to this one-sided love. But who would it be? In the first half of this special segment, we told you about Nabi Saab and the woman he loved. He has confessed his love to her now, and she has threatened to tell her family about it. Nabi Saab was scared of her family and the consequences of her actions. What will he do to save himself? Take a look to find out more. This is Nabi Saab, 22-year-old daily wage worker who had dropped out of college. He wanted to work hard and buy a bike. That was his biggest dream. He planned to buy a bike, confess his love to the woman of his dreams, and take her out on dates on his new bike. He had done his groundwork to ensure that she knew who he was. He used to visit his classmate, Vittal, whose sister was his dream girl. We are not showing you the woman Nabi Saab loved because we have to protect her identity. But for the purpose of the story, we are calling her Priya. Priya, as we have already told you, belonged to a conservative family. Her family was so concerned about their old age traditions and honor that they had made Priya drop out of school, fearing that she may fall in love and bring bad repute to her family. Nabi Saab knew this, but his infatuation for her was at its peak. He was willing to fight all odds to be with her. He had even confessed his love to her. She had rejected him at first. Nabi Saab had become a desperate stalker. Priya had threatened to tell her family about him. Now, Nabi Saab was really worried. He begged her to do anything but that. Eventually, this conversation between the two would lead to a murder. Any guesses as to who killed who? Well, we will break the suspense to you now. Nabi Saab ended up dead. This is the real twist to the story. Nabi Saab was the one who ended up dead. But who killed him and why? How did the killers kill him? October 10th, 2019, Nabi Saab came home with several horrifying injuries. One look at him and his father knew that someone had beaten him up brutally. He asked Nabi Saab what had happened to him. Nabi Saab told him that he had met with an accident, but his father did not believe him. It looked like someone had assaulted him. Nabi Saab's father realized that someone had tried to kill Nabi Saab and that his son had been lucky to escape. He thought he could ask Nabi Saab the rest of the story on the way to the hospital. But on the way, Nabi Saab breathed his last. When he was taken to the hospital, he was declared dead. His family couldn't believe what had happened to him. How did he end up dead? The cops were called to the hospital. The cops rushed to see what had happened. That is when they found that Nabi Saab had been dead. His body bore several injuries which indicated that he had been assaulted.
ಬೆಳಿಗ್ಗೆ ನಮ್ಮದು ಬೀಳ್ಗಿ ತಾಲೂಕಿನ ಸುನಗ ಎಂಬ ಒಂದು ಹಳ್ಳಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಬಿ ಸಾಬ್ ಬಾಷಾ ಸಾಬ್ ತಹಸೀಲ್ದಾರ್ ಎಂಬ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಯ ಒಂದು ಕೊಲೆ ಪ್ರಕರಣ ವರದಿಯಾಗಿರ್ತದೆ. ಆ ಕೊಲೆಗೆ ಮೇಲ್ನೋಟಕ್ಕೆ ನೋಡಿದಾಗ ಕಾರಣ ಸಾವಿನ ಕಾರಣ ಏನಂದರೆ ಒಬ್ಬರು ಬಲವಾಗಿ ಏಟುಗಳು ಹೊಡೆದು ಮೈಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹಲವಾರು ಕಡೆ ಏಟಾಗಿ ಇಂಟರ್ನಲ್ ಬ್ಲೀಡಿಂಗ್ ಆಗಿ ಸತ್ತಿರ್ತಾನೆ.
They wanted to ask Nabi Saab's mother and her father what had happened, but as you would expect, they were inconsolable. But the cops had to find out what had happened. If someone had tried to kill him, they had to know. So they asked his mother what had happened, even though she was in grief.
ನಾಗ ಬಂದನ್ರಿ ಯಪ್ಪ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದಂದು ಯಪ್ಪ ಅಮ್ಮ ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಡ್ದು ಹೋಗದಾರ ಅಂದ ಯಪ್ಪ ಯಾರು ಅಂದಿವು ಯಾರೇನ ಇಂತಿಂತಾರಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ನಾನು ನಿನ್ನ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಬಡ್ದಾರ ಅಂದಿವು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕರಾಸ್ನ್ಯಾಗ ಬಡ್ದಾರ ಕಪಾಟ್ ಕಿತ್ತು ಬಡ್ದಾರ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇವ ಕಪಾಟ್ ಕಿತ್ತು ಏನು ಬಡಿತಾರಲ್ಲ ರೋಜ್ ಮನಿಗೆ ಎತ್ತ ನುಗುದಿಲ್ಲ ಯಪ್ಪ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡೆ ಕಾಲಕ್ಕೆ ಕಟ್ಟಿ ನೀರು ಉಗ್ಯಾರ ಅಂದ್ರ ಬಾತ್ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋದ್ರತ್ರಿ ನೀ ಯಾಕೆ ಕರೆದ್ರು ನೀ ಎದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋದಣ್ಣೆ ಇಲ್ಲೇಟ್ ಹೋಗಿ ಬರ್ನು ಬಾ ಅಂತ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋದ್ರ ಅಂದಯ್ಯಪ್ಪ ಹಂಗಾರೆ ದವಾಖಾನೆಗೆ ತೋರ್ಸಂಬಂದು ಮುಂಜಾನೆ ವಿಚಾರ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತದ ಕಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಆನ್ರಿ ನನ್ನ ಮಗನ.
Whoever had beaten him up warned Nabi Saab not to reveal who had attacked him. Nabi Saab was scared to tell anyone the name of the men. By then Nabi Saab's sister came to see what had happened to him. She was inconsolable too, but the cops realized that she was in a better condition than her father and mother.
ಅವ ಕೂಲಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ ರೀ ಸಾಹೇಬ್ರ. ನಾವು ಕೂಲಿ ಬ್ಯಾಡಪ್ಪ ಹೊಲ ಮನ್ಯಾಗ ನಮ್ದು ರಗಡ್ ಐತಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂತೀನಿ ಅಂದೀವ್ರಿ ಸಾಹೇಬ್ರ. ಅವ ಇಲ್ವ ನಾ ಗಾಡಿ ತಗೋತೀನಿ ನನಗೆ ದುಡ್ಕಿ ಹೊಕ್ಕಿನನ್ರಿ ಸಾಹೇಬ್ರ. ನಂತಲೇನ ಬ್ಯಾಡಪ್ಪ ನಮ್ದು ರಗಡ್ ಐತಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂತೀನಿ ಅಂದ್ರೂ ಕೇಳಿಲ್ರಿ ಅವ. 4 ಗಂಟೆಗೇನ ಮನೆಗೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ನತ್ರಿ ಅವ. 4 ಗಂಟೆಗೆ ಬಂದು ಜಳಕ ಮಾಡಿ ಹೋದವ್ರಿ ಹೊಳ್ಳೆ ಮನೆಗೆ ಬಂದಿಲ್ರಿ ಅಂತ. ಯಾಕಪ್ಪ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರತ್ರಿ ಬಡ್ದ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗೋರಿಗೆ ಕರೆದ್ನತ್ರಿ ಬಾಸಿ ಸಾಬನ್ನಾರನ್ನ ಓದ್ರಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರತ್ತ. ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಐತಪ್ಪ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮನೆ ಅಂದ್ರತ್ರಿ. ಅಣ್ಣ ಅಂತಾನೆ ಇಲ್ರಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಐತೆ ನೋಡ್ರಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆ ಏನ ಅಂತಲೇನ ನಮ್ಮ ಅಪ್ಪ ಹೋಗಿ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಬಂದಿನ್ರಿ ಅವನ. ಕರ್ಕೊಂಬರ ಅಂತಲೇ ರೀ ಯಾಕೋ ಏನಣ್ಣ ಅಂತಲೇನ ಕಾಲು ಮುರ್ದತಿ ಬಾಬಾ ನಂದು ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಆಗೈತೆ ಅಂದತ್ರಿ ಮೊದಲು. ಅಣ್ಣ ಅಂತೇನ ಕರೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಿಲ್ರಿ ರೊಜ್ಜ ಪಜ್ಜ ಮುನಿಗ್ಯಾವ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ನತ್ರಿ. ಅಣ್ಣ ಅಂತ್ರಿ ಇಲ್ರಿ ಇಲ್ಲ ಬಾಬಾ ನನಗೆ ಬಡ್ದಾರ ಅಂತಂದತ್ರಿ. ಎದ್ರ ಸಂಬಂಧ ಬಡದ್ರು ಅಣ್ಣ ಅಂತಲೇನ ಏನು ಹೇಳಲಿಲ್ಲತ್ರಿ.
Nabi Saab breathed his last in his father's arms. He was in no state to talk. The cops thought he may not know much either. So they decided that they should wait for a few hours. So they told his family that they had to come to the police station to lodge a complaint. When Nabi Saab's father went to the police station, he revealed what had happened.
ಮಗ ಇಬ್ಬರು ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಇಬ್ಬರು ಹಿಂಗೆ ಕೇಸಿಂದ ಅನಾಹುತ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಕೂತೀವಿ ಸರ್. ಯಾವುದೊಂದು ನಾವು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ವಿಚಾರವನ್ನು ಇದು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಅವ ಈ ವಿಷಯ ಇಂಥ ಘಟನೆ ಬರ್ತದೆ ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಿದ್ದಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್. ಈಗ ಏನೈತಿ ಅವ ಮತ್ತು ಇದನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ನಮ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದಪ್ಪ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ನು ನಮ್ಮ ಮುಂದಿಂದ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕೊಡಿಸಿದ್ವಿ ಸರ್. ಅವ್ನು ಬುದ್ಧಿದ್ದು ಏನೋ ಹೇಳಿ ಕೇಸಿಂದ ಇದು ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ವಿ ಸರ್, ಏಕಾಏಕಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಕೂತಾರ ನೋಡಿ ಸರ್.
ಅಲ್ಲ ಏನಾಯ್ತು ನಿನ್ನೆ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ವಿಷಯ?
ನಮಗೇನು ಸರ್, ಅವರು 9ಕ್ಕೆ 8:00ವರೆಗೆ ಹೋದಾರು ಯಾವಾಗ ಓದಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್. 9 ಗಂಟೆಗೆ ನಮಗೆ ಗುರ್ತಾಸ ಸರ್. 9 ಗಂಟೆಗೆ ಗುರ್ತಾಸ ಕುಳಿಸ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪೂಲ್ ಮ್ಯಾಗ ಓದಿದ್ರು ಸರ್. ಬಡ್ದು ಇಕ್ಕಟ್ಟು ದಾರಿಗೆ ಹೋಗುವಾರ ಏನದಾರ ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹುಡುಗ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಬಿದ್ದದ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ಸರ್. ಅವರು ನಮ್ಮ ಊರವ್ರು ಅಲ್ಲ ಸರ್ ಅವರು. ಅಲ್ರಿ ಹಿಂಗಾಗಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಮಗನ ನೋಡ್ಕೊತ ಹೋದ್ರು ದವಾಖಾನೆಗೆ ರೀ. ದವಾಖಾನೆಗೆ ಹೋಗುದ್ಲೆ ರೀ ಅವ ಮಗ ಏನಂದ್ರಿ, ನೀ ಹೇಳಪ್ಪ ನಾವು ಅಂತಂದ್ರಿ. ಟಮ್ ಹಾದತ್ತಂದ್ರಿ ಸರ್. ಅವ ಟಮ್ ಹಾದಿಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ, ನಾವು ಬಡದ ವಿಷಯ ಐತಿದ್ದು, ನೀ ಹೇಳ್ದಾಗ ನೀನು ದವಾಖಾನೆಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಂದ್ರಿ ಸರ್. ಅಂದ ಕೂಡಲೇ ನಾವು ಇಕ್ಕಟ್ಟು ಅವ ಏನಂದ, ಅವಾಗ ಮೀಕೇಸಿಂದ ಬಾಬಾ ಇಂಥ ವಡಾಣಿ ಇಟ್ಟಲ್ಲ ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ಬ ಮಂಜ ಅಂತ ಬಡ್ದಾರ ಬಾಬಾ ನಾನು.
Just before he had died, Nabi Saab had mentioned 2 names, and upon recollection, his father remembered the names. Vittal and Manjunath. Yes, these 2 names were enough for Nabi Saab's sister to realize what may have happened. She knew Vittal was his friend, but she did not know that Nabi Saab had been stalking Vittal's sister. Nevertheless, she showed the cops Vittal's house. The cops went in and took Vittal in for questioning. They grilled him till he confessed to what he had done. That is when the truth came out. Vittal told the cops that his sister Priya had complained about Nabi Saab. Nabi Saab had reportedly been stalking the girl. He told her that Priya had clearly warned him to stay away from her, but he hadn't stopped stalking her. He wanted to pursue her, and when Vittal had heard about it, he had warned Nabi Saab to stay away. For a few days, Nabi Saab had stayed away, but he couldn't keep quiet any longer. He thought his love would blossom eventually. He kept pursuing her and realized that Vittal had got to know about it again. Vittal had called him to speak to him about it. Nabi Saab had told Vittal that he loved his sister. Vittal, who was with another friend, thrashed Nabi Saab. Their intention wasn't to kill him, but to instill fear in him and forced him to stay away from Priya. So they dragged him to a farm nearby and thrashed him even more. They had left him to fend for himself in the farm and left. But they did not know that he would die.
ಇದರ ಹಿನ್ನೆಲೆ ಏನಿರ್ತದೆ ಅಂದರೆ, ಇದು ಸುನಗ ಗ್ರಾಮದಲ್ಲಿ ನಬಿ ಸಾಬ್ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಒಂದು ಹುಡುಗಿಗೆ ಹಲವು ತಿಂಗಳುಗಳಿಂದ, ಒಂದು 7-8 ತಿಂಗಳಿಂದ ಒಂದು ಹುಡುಗಿಗೆ ಬೆನ್ನು ಹತ್ತಿ ಅವಳನ್ನ ಪರ್ಸೂ ಮಾಡೋದು ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾನೆ, ಪ್ರೀತಿ ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ಹೆಸರಿನಲ್ಲಿ. ಹಾಗೆ ಇದು ಆ ಹುಡುಗಿಗೂ ಇಷ್ಟ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಆ ಹುಡುಗಿ ಬ್ರದರಿಂದ ವಾರ್ನಿಂಗೂ 2-3 ಸತಿ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಆ ಹುಡುಗನಿಗೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ತಂಟೆಗೆ ಬರೋಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಬೇಡ ಅಂತ. ಹೀಗಾಗಿಯೂ ಅವನು ಮತ್ತೆ ನಿನ್ನೆಯೂ ಸಹ ಪದೇ ಪದೇ ಆ ಹುಡುಗಿಗೆ ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಿರಿಕಿರಿ ಮಾಡೋ ಒಂದು ಇದು ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾನೆ ಕೆಲಸ.
So Vittal had taken matters into his own hands. He had called Nabi Saab to a pre-decided location. He and his friend were armed with sticks. They had come there to beat Nabi Saab up. But when Nabi Saab refused to back off, they beat the living daylights out of him. Shortly after, Nabi Saab succumbed to the injuries.
ಹುಡುಗಿ ತಮ್ಮನಾದ ವಿಠಲ್ ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಣ್ ವಡವಾಣಿ ಮತ್ತು ಅವನ ಗೆಳೆಯನಾದ ಮಂಜುನಾಥ್. ವಿಠಲ್ ಒಬ್ಬ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ಇರ್ತಾನೆ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅವನ ಗೆಳೆಯ ಮಂಜುನಾಥ್, ಇಬ್ಬರು ಸೇರಿ ನಬಿ ಸಾಬ್ನ ಈ ಒಂದು ಸುನಗ ಕ್ರಾಸ್ ಹತ್ರ ಕರೆದು ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿ ಹೊಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಸಾಲ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅವನಿಗೆ ಭಾರಿ ಗಂಭೀರ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿನಲ್ಲಿ ತಂದು ಅವನ್ನ ಅದು ಸುನಗ ಕ್ರಾಸ್ ಮತ್ತು ವಾಪಸ್ ಅವ್ರ ಮನೆ ಹತ್ರ ಬಂದು ಬಿಸಾಕಿ ಹೋಗಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಇದು ಅವರಪ್ಪ ನೋಡಿ ಅವನ್ನ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಉಪಚಾರ ಮಾಡಿ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಅನಗವಾಡಿ ಆಸ್ಪತ್ರೆಗೆ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ದಾರಿಯಲ್ಲೇ ಇವನು ಜೀವ ಬಿಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾನೆ.
Nabi Saab's family found out that he had been stalking a girl. They couldn't believe what they were hearing. As far as they were concerned, he was just a hard-working boy. The family claims that even if he had stalked Priya, the issue should have been brought up at the panchayat instead of the boys taking the matter into their own hands.
ಅದು ನಮ್ಗೆ ಒಟ್ಟಾಗಿ ಗುರ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್. ಅದೇನೊಂದು ನಮ್ಗೆ ಗುರ್ತಾಗಿತ್ತಪ್ಪ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆಗಲಿ ಮತ್ತು 4 ಮಂದಿ ಕರ್ಸ್ಕೇಸಿಂದ ಏನಾರ ಒಂದು ನಿಷ್ಠಾರ ತರ್ತಿದ್ವಿ ಸರ್. ಅದು ಏನೊಂದು ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ನಮ್ಗೆ ಗುರ್ತಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಈಗ ಅದನ್ನ ಹೊತ್ತದಾರ ಸರ್, ಮತ್ತಿರಲ್ಲ ಅದು ಏನು ಹೇಳೋದು ಸರ್. ನಾವು
ಇಂಥ ವಿಷಯಕ್ಕೆ ಜೀವ ಹೊಡಿದೇನಿತ್ತು
ನಮ್ಮ ಜೀವ ಹೊಡೆಯುವಂಥ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆ ಸರ್. ನಮಗೆ ಹೇಳಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು, ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಗುರುವ್ರನ್ನ ಕೂಡಿಸಿ ಅಥವಾ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾರು ಮಾಡ್ಕೇಸಿಂದ ಅವ್ಗಟ್ಟು ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ವಿ ಸರ್. ಹೇಳಿಕೆ ಬುದ್ಧಿ ಜನ ಹೇಳಿಕೇಸಿಂದ ಅವ್ರಿಗಟ್ಟ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ರು, ನಮ್ಗಟ್ಟು ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ರು. ಹಿಂಗೆ ಅನಾಸ್ತಿ ಕೊಂದಿಟ್ಟಾರ ಸರ್. ಹೆಂಗೆ ಮಾಡೋದು ನೋಡಿ ಸರ್.
Just look at this weeping mother. She can't believe her son is dead. Nabi Saab belongs to a poor family. He has a sister who is yet to be married. He was the breadwinner of their family, and with him gone, the family will have a real tough time making a livelihood. Meanwhile, Nabi Saab's sister is seeking harsh punishment for her brother's killers.
ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ತಕ್ಕ ಶಿಕ್ಷಣ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕ್ರಿ. ನಮ್ಮ ತಮ್ಮಗೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ಯಾರ ನೋಡ್ರಿ, ಅವ್ರ ತಕ್ಕ ಶಿಕ್ಷಣ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕ್ರಿ ಸಾಹೇಬ್ರ. ನಮ್ದು ಏನು ಇಲ್ರಿ ಸಾಹೇಬ್ರ. ನಮ್ಗೆ ಹೊಲ ಇಲ್ರಿ, ಮನಿ ಇಲ್ರಿ. ನಾ ಕೂಲಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ತಿನ್ನಾರಿ ಸಾಹೇಬ್ರ. ನಮ್ಮಪ್ಪ 12 ಮಂದಿ ಕಾಲು ಹಿಡ್ಕೊಂಡ ಒಂದಿಟ್ಟು ಹೊಲ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡೀವ್ರಿ ನಾವು. ಅದ್ರಾಗ ದುಡ್ಕೊತ ಹೋಗಿ ಮಗ ಅಂದ್ರಿ, ಗಾಡಿ ತಗೋ ಚಟಕ್ಕಾಗ್ರಿ. ನಮ್ಮ ತಮ್ಮ ಉಪ್ಪಸ ವನಸ ಬಿದ್ದ ದುಡ್ದಿತ್ತತ್ರಿ. ಆ ರೊಕ್ಕ ಏನ ತೋರ್ಸಂತ್ಲೇನ ರೊಕ್ಕ ಸಂಬಂಧ ಮಾಡಿರ್ಬೇಕತ್ ನನಗೆ ಅನ್ಸಾಕತ್ತೈತ್ರಿ ಸಾಹೇಬ್ರ.
Nabi Saab may have been killed because he was a stalker, but the way he was killed is against the law. His killers shouldn't have taken matters into their own hands. They should have got a restraining order against Nabi Saab. Now the two killers will pay for their crimes while Nabi Saab has paid with his life for being a stalker. Ravi Mukhi for News 9 Bagalkot.